we going, guys? Danny here from B&V Photography and B&V Productions. So I just wanted to run through a basic video, give you guys a bit of an idea of basics of four-wheel driving. How many times have you been out on the tracks, seen someone gone and bought himself a CRV or even a new Hilux, Amarok, Isuzu, something like that, one of those ones, and they're bogged to the diff. They got nothing in the car, they got nothing. You got to pull your snatch strap out, you got to pull them out, you start feeling crap. So I want to make a video for those people, for the people that don't have the full driving experience, the people that are new to it. I want to run through a few of the basics, give you a bit of an idea, some of the safety tips, some of the advice, some of the gear that you should carry in your vehicle. I have in my vehicle all the time. Doesn't matter where I am. Always have it in your car. Some of the things to look for when you're buying a four-wheel drive as well. CRV versus a Hilux. Some of those things, you know, a lot of people, they don't know. They don't have the experience, so they just don't know what they're doing. Alright. Basic tip number one, your vehicle. What are you looking at? For this, you really want to think about what you're actually going to use your vehicle for. Are you going to go full driving often? Are you going to hit the tough tracks? Are you going to go up to the Cape? Are you going to just go from home to the shop and once a year you might go to Fraser? If so, get yourself a light four-wheel drive, an all-wheel drive. You know, you can look at the Jeeps, something like that. You're looking at more serious four-wheel driving. Not so much serious, but you're going to go to Fraser, you're going to go to the Cape. You might even tow a van, camper, something like that. Boat, whatever. Get yourself a proper four-wheel drive. I can't stress this enough. People get the wrong vehicle and then they end up the creek needing people's assistance. Nissan Navara, Toyota Hilux, Isuzu D-Max. There's 20 odd dual cab utes you can go for these days. They're popping them out quicker than bloody sedans. Next step up, 80 series Land Cruisers, 100, 200 series GU, GQ Patrols. You know, your big four-wheel drives. That's something that's going to be used four-wheel driving frequently. Something that's going to tow something heavy frequently. Example being an 80, 100, 200 series. 100 series, how often do you see 100 series with a dual axle caravan on the back? Grey Nomads. The vehicle is capable, easily capable, of towing a trailer like that. Your soft roaders, they're going to have issues. Dual cab utes, you put too much weight on the back end, the tow ball, you'll end up starting to get chassis issues. They see it all the time coming across the Simpson Desert, now the back. All of that, big issues. The amount of dual cab utes that snap in half because of the corrugations. So really think about what you're actually going to use your vehicle for. Personally, I got an 80 series. I have had Datsun 720 going back in the days, an old vehicle. Toyota 70 odd series, thing was 30 odd years old, sat in the field for 10 years unused. That was a rebuild as a child, teenager. Toyota 4Runner. You got lovers and haters, and a lot of them. It's Queensland versus New South Wales when it comes to 4Runners. People love them, people hate them. My ultimate vehicle I always wanted to get, I have now, my 80 series. I don't like all the new electronics, okay? I'll run through some of those in some of the different segments and videos, but for me personally, the built-in electronics in a vehicle, your ABS system, your airbags, your traction controls, all of those systems, something goes wrong, you're in the middle of whoop whoop, it's going to be a nightmare finding someone who is qualified to fix that vehicle, getting the part to where you are. Cape York, for example, you break down Cape York and it's not fixable there, it's close to $3,500 just to get your vehicle back to Cairns. They don't tow it down the PDR, they don't do that. It's too rough and it's too much wear and tear on all the trucks and all the vehicles. They actually take it to Seasha, chuck it on a ship and bring it around to Cairns. From there, let's say you're up from New Sydney or Victoria, they then put it on a train and bring it home. You're looking upwards of $5,000 before you even get your vehicle home. Another piece of advice, roadside assistance, insurance. Get it. It's going to save you money in the long run. You just can't do a trip of 800 Ks either way on the PDR corrugations and not expect something to go wrong. Something's going to fail. Doesn't matter what vehicle you're in. Okay? Prado. My parents did the PDR in a Prado. One of the boots for the CVs went. Something simple, we stretched it out, put some zip ties and a hose clamp on it, and it survived getting home. 6 months later we find out they cracked the rear diff housing. It is 800 kilometres of corrugation punishment on your car. Have you ever driven a dirt road before? You ever felt that bouncing around, rocking around, vibrations, everything's going everywhere, you've got all your stuff stacked nicely beside you, next thing it's over in the back of the car? 800 kilometres either way of that. It's a punishment. It's going to punish your car. Think about what you are going to use your vehicle for. If you are going to plan a Cape trip, get a sturdy vehicle. Get something relatively common. Hilux. The new Isuzus are common. A Navara, a Ranger, a Cruiser, a GU. They're all common. Parts are common. It's easy to get. It's easy to fix. There's mechanics up there that know their vehicles. They know what's going on. They can fix it from there. You go and get yourself something random that's not common. They're not going to have the parts. They're going to have to ship them from Sydney. One bloke I met up there, He tried gunshot. His engine moved forward and punched his radiator. He was in a 79 series Land Cruiser. How common are they? You see them everywhere. They're bloody everywhere. They're a tough vehicle. They're a good vehicle. They're a reliable vehicle. Unfortunately, he's just had something go wrong. The engine punched the radiator. He was stuck at Seisha for a week and a half waiting for parts. His mate, in an 80 series similar to mine, did gunshot as well. His roof racks gave way, came down, bashed his bonnet in. They spent 2 days straightening the bonnet and the roof out so they could put the racks back on and try and secure them. You do these things in a four-wheel drive, it is going to be punishing on the vehicle. You have to expect damage. Don't go and buy a 200 or coming out soon a 300 series Land Cruiser. Go, right, that's it, I'm going four-wheel driving, and then panic at the first time a twig scrapes along the side of your car. It sounds like nails on a chalkboard. It'll do your head in. But that's just bush pinstriping. That happens. That's just it. That's four-wheel driving. You're gonna have damage. You're gonna have to fix things. You tell me, how many four-wheel driving shows, how many four-wheel driving videos have you seen where everybody has gone into a four-wheel driving place, old telly track, Land Rover Park or Land Cruiser Park, Glasshouse Mountains, the High Country in Victoria, the Simpson, all of them? How many times have you seen videos of people going to these places and every single vehicle comes out the other side without anything wrong? None. Something happens. That's part of four-wheel driving. You need to be prepared for that to happen to your vehicle. It could possibly happen to your vehicle. 3 months ago, the engine mounts on my 80 gave way. My engine decided to do what old mates did at the gunshot. The fan on the front of their engine decided it wanted to make best friends with the radiator. And you know what caused that? Coming off a Ruther ferry. That's it. It was low tide, it was a bit of a dip. Bang. Fan, radiator, engine mounts, gone. Vehicle's unmovable. I couldn't even turn it over. But I could, didn't want to. Pour water in the top of the radiator, poured straight out the bottom. There was no cooling, so I wasn't turning that vehicle on. That sort of thing is going to happen to your vehicle. It is going to happen. It's not a case of, oh, it might happen, you know, once in a lifetime thing that something's going to go wrong. Nah, it's going to happen. And you need to be prepared for the fact that it could happen to your vehicle. So that's advice number 2. After your first bit of advice, looking what vehicle, deciding on your vehicle, what you're going to get, what you're going to use it for. Don't get a vehicle. Don't get a 100 series if you're just going to go to the mall every day in it, pick the kids up from school, sports, whatever. And you're going to go to Fraser, that's your holiday once a year. What are you buying a big four-wheel drive for? You don't need it. It's too much. Get yourself a soft roader. They don't do too bad on Fraser. I haven't heard of too many soft roaders having trouble on Fraser. You know? Jeep Cherokees. they do alright. Sand driving, let your pressures down, know what you're doing, know the basics of what you're doing. They're not too bad. There's no need for 100 series for that. Anyway, more to come.